heading down under, get ready to uncover a side of Australia that guidebooks often skip. These 9 unique insights into Aussie personality and culture are sure to surprise you. Barefoot strolls through bustling cities, venomous snakes that rarely pose a threat, snowy winters in a land known for its blazing sun, and an unexpected blend of laid-back attitudes with an unshakable respect for nature. Prepare yourself for a journey into a culture that's anything but ordinary. Australians are famously laid back, and it's not just a stereotype, it's a way of life. Here, no worries isn't just a saying, it's practically a philosophy. And it's reflected in everything they do, from the way they dress to how they speak. Let's start with footwear, or the lack of it. You might be in the city, waiting at a pedestrian crossing when you spot someone wearing a designer suit but no shoes. At first you might think, did they forget their shoes at home? Nope, they're just living the Aussie way, barefoot freedom, even in the middle of urban chaos. In fact, the laid-back vibe sometimes surprises newcomers. A story goes that a tourist at a fancy Sydney restaurant nervously asked, "Is there a dress code?" The Aussie host grinned and replied, "Yeah, mate, just make sure you're wearing bed." This laid-back vibe doesn't stop at how they dress. Australian slang takes informality to a whole new level. Why say, "I'll see you this afternoon," when "see you arvo" will do? Breakfast becomes brekkie, and the whole language feels like it's been streamlined for maximum chill. And let's talk about the dress code, or lack thereof. Flip-flops, or thongs as Aussies call them, are practically the national footwear. From the beach to the supermarket, you'll see them everywhere. Fancy dinner plans? Sure, you might throw on a nice shirt, but don't be surprised if someone rocks up in a pair of thongs. In Australia, comfort trumps formality every time. It's a place where people prioritise ease and authenticity over appearances. So if you're visiting, embrace the freedom, kick off your shoes, learn a bit of slang, and go with the flow. You'll fit right in. If there's one thing Aussies love, it's being outside. Sunshine, wide open parks, and stunning beaches. It's the perfect setup for a Barbie. That's Aussie for barbecue. And here's the best bit, most parks and beaches have free gas Barbies just waiting for you. It's simple. Grab some snags, sausage for the non-Aussies, toss them on the grill and let the good times roll. Just remember, onions go on last. Burn them, you're in for some friendly ribbing that might last the whole afternoon. And if you're invited to a Barbie, don't show up empty-handed. Bye-oh. Bring your own is the golden rule. Bring a pack of snags, a salad, or maybe a pavlova if you're feeling fancy. Aussies believe in sharing, but pitching in is the unspoken rule. Plus, there's always more food than anyone can eat, so don't worry about going overboard. Australians take environmental conservation seriously. It's not just a value, it's a way of life. Whether it's protecting their stunning parks, looking after wildlife, or keeping the streets clean, Aussies have built a culture of care and respect for nature. First, let's talk about littering. It's a big no-no here. You'll rarely see rubbish lying around in parks or on the streets. And that's because Australians take pride in keeping their spaces clean. If you're camping, hiking, or enjoying nature, the golden rule is simple. Take your rubbish with you. Leave nothing behind, not even a stray bottle cap. And if you think you can get away with littering, think again. Hefty fines are waiting for those who don't play by the rules. Then there's the leave no trace philosophy. This means you don't disturb wildlife or nature. Found a beautiful flower, a log, or some rocks, admire them, take a photo, and leave them exactly where they are. Playing loud music at campsites or beaches, that's a quick way to annoy everyone around you. It's just not the Aussie way. Even coffee culture gets the green treatment. Many Australians use reusable cups, especially at work. Forget single-use plastics. They're all about sustainability. And let's not forget water conservation. Australia faces regular droughts, so every drop counts. The common rule for showers? Keep it under 3 minutes. Yes, that's right, 3 minutes. It might sound tough, but for Aussies, it's just another way to show respect for their environment. So if you're heading down under, embrace conservation mindset, respect the land, keep it clean, and live as the Aussies do. After all, it's not just about visiting, it's about preserving the beauty that makes Australia so special. Australians are known for their laid-back attitude, but when it comes to conversations, they value humility and a good sense of humour above all else. One thing you'll notice quickly is their knack for self-deprecation. They'll often poke fun at themselves, their mates, or even their own culture. It's part of their charm and keeps things light and easygoing. But here's the catch. They expect the same humility from others. Talking yourself up or boasting about how great your country is, that's a fast way to lose an Aussie's respect. While pride in your roots is natural, over-the-top patriotism or a "my country is better than yours" vibe won't land well here. For Aussies, modesty is key. Similarly, it's best to steer clear of touchy subjects like religion or politics, especially with people you don't know well. Australians generally prefer to keep conversations casual and enjoyable, not heavy or divisive. So what works? Share a laugh, tell a funny story, bonus points if you make fun of yourself, and stay down to earth. Aussies appreciate authenticity over grandeur any day. In short, if you want to fit in down under, keep it humble, keep it light, and remember, a bit of humour goes a long way. Australia's reputation as a land crawling with deadly creatures might make you think twice about visiting, but here's the truth, it's mostly hype. Sure, we're home to some of the world's most venomous snakes and spiders, but you're more likely to be hurt tripping over your own luggage than by encountering one of these critters. Let's put it into perspective. According to the Australian Museum, there hasn't been a single death from a spider bite since 1979. Spiders? Harmless. Middle-aged men acting like snake whisperers? Not so much. A 16-year study found that most fatal snake bites involved men trying to prove something by poking or grabbing a snake. Word of advice? Leave the heroics to Steve Irwin's documentaries. And crocodiles? Sure, they're scary, but Australia averages just 2 croc deaths a year. Compare that to the 8 alligator fatalities in the US during the 2010s. Most Aussie croc incidents happen when people ignore warning signs, which are basically big, bold, do not swim banners. So really, it's not the croc, it's bad decision making. The real danger down under, cars. Statistically, road accidents are far deadlier than all the snakes, spiders, and crocodiles combined. So while it's fun to joke about killer creatures, the biggest threat to your safety might just be speeding to the next beach. Australia isn't as dangerous as the myths make it out to be. Respect the wildlife, admire it from a distance, and save your bravery for trying Vegemite. Trust me, that's the real adventure. Driving through Australia feels like the ultimate adventure. Endless open roads, breathtaking views, and a sense of freedom unmatched anywhere else. Imagine driving for hours and realizing the only company you've had is the same song looping on your playlist because even your radio gave up halfway down the road. That's Australia's outback for you. Yet these same roads hold a quiet challenge. They can stretch on for hundreds of kilometres without a gas station, a shop, or even a flicker of cell phone signal. Out here, it's more than just a drive. It's a journey that demands careful preparation and respect for the vastness of the land. Picture yourself stranded in the vast outback, your car broken down, and not a single soul around to help. It might feel like a scene from a survival film, but for many, it's a harsh reality. Even seasoned locals have faced perilous situations after underestimating the sheer expanse and isolation of Australia's remote regions. So how do you stay safe? Start with the basics. Always fill up your tank before leaving town. Don't assume there will be a gas station around the corner. It might be 500 kilometers away. Next, pack plenty of water. And I mean plenty. A breakdown in the middle of nowhere with no water in scorching heat can turn deadly fast. Throw in some non-perishable snacks too. Trust me, you'll thank yourself if you're stuck waiting for hours. If you're heading into the desert or other isolated areas, take it a step further. Tell someone your route and estimated arrival time. And don't venture off the main tracks unless you're with someone who knows the way and you're fully equipped. The outback is as stunning as it is unforgiving. Respect it, prepare wisely, and you'll come back with stories of awe-inspiring adventures, not close calls. Remember, the road might be endless, but your fuel and water aren't. When you think of Australia, you probably imagine golden beaches, the sweltering outback, and endless sunshine. But here's the twist. During winter, from June to August, parts of Australia trade sunburns for snow boots. Yes, snow. And not just a dusting. We're talking about snowfall that can outdo even the Swiss Alps. Surprised? You're not alone. The Australian Alps, stretching across New South Wales and Victoria, transform into icy playgrounds each winter. Ski resorts like Perisher and Thredbo welcome skiers, snowboarders, and even families ready for snowball fights. It's a side of Australia few expect to find, yet it's a winter wonderland that rivals some of the world's top ski destinations. Many visitors, expecting nothing but heat, show up with nothing warmer than a light hoodie. Imagine their faces when they're hit with freezing temperatures and icy winds. It's a classic, wait, is this still Australia? Moment. So if you're heading down under in the winter, leave your swimwear at home, well, most of it, and pack a good jacket. Swap the surf for the slopes and check out ski resorts like Perisher or Thredbo. Australia will surprise you, snow and all. One thing that might surprise visitors to Australia is how casually Aussies treat job security. In many countries, a stable job is a prized possession, something you cling to unless a golden opportunity comes along. In Australia, not so much. Here, it's not unusual for someone to quit their job, travel for a year or two, and then return to find a new role, or take a few months off to catch waves along the coast before jumping back into the workforce. Changing careers entirely, also pretty common. One day they're working in finance and the next they're off to university for a couple of years to become a physiotherapist. What makes this lifestyle possible? A few things. Access to higher education in Australia is relatively easy, allowing people to retrain or upskill without breaking the bank. The job market is also dynamic, with opportunities in diverse sectors, so finding work isn't the uphill battle it can be elsewhere. It's a refreshing approach. Instead of being chained to a job for decades, Aussies prioritise balance, exploration, and personal growth. They know there's always another opportunity waiting around the corner. If there's one thing every visitor to Australia needs to know, it's this. The Aussie sun doesn't mess around. With the highest skin cancer rates and UV levels that regularly top global charts, Australia's sunshine can turn a carefree beach day into a sunburn disaster in just hours. Why is the sun so fierce here? Blame Australia's spot near the equator and its thinner ozone layer. The UV rays are stronger and sneakier, often masked by cool breezes that make you forget how quickly they're working on your skin. Trust me, the damage is happening, even if you don't see it right away. Sunscreen isn't optional in Australia. It's a survival tool. Slather on SPF 50+ and don't forget to reapply every 2 hours, especially after a swim or a sweaty hike. Many beaches even have free sunscreen dispensers, so there's no excuse to skip it. Add a hat, sunglasses, and some protective clothing to your look and you're ready to take on the sun safely. And those Aussies under beach umbrellas, they're not just lounging, they're outsmarting the sun. Even kids learn early to respect the sun. Many Aussie schools have a no hat, no play rule where children can't go outside for recess unless they're wearing a wide-brimmed hat. It's a simple but brilliant way to build lifelong sun-smart habits. And of course, there's the iconic Aussie motto, slip, slop, slap. Slip on a shirt, slop on sunscreen, and slap on a hat. It's catchy, effective, and could save you a lot of pain. Australia is full of surprises, isn't it? From barefoot strolls to snowy winters, these fascinating quirks give a glimpse into a culture unlike any other. If these insights left you intrigued, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends. Who knows, you might just inspire someone else to explore the wonders of Down Under.